So the movie goes like this. The biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. I threw the script away. I mean, who is gonna believe that crazy idea?
Yes, welcome back. I was actually shocked to hear this. Yes, Woody Harrelson on SNL, the biggest drug cartels in the world, get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartels. I hope you understand exactly what he's talking about here. He's criticizing Big Pharma. The Big Pharma bought all the media houses, politicians, and locked people up.
This week, WHO member states are hosting discussions on amendments to the international health regulations. Next week, countries will begin negotiations on a zero draft of the new pandemic accord. These discussions will be crucial for building a more effective health security architecture for the future, grounded in international law, equity, and the fundamental right to health for all people.
Yes, when you take a look at this clip, realize this is just a step closer to this idea of one world government. If you have not watched the video, watch it again. You will see clearly what they said in Dubai a few weeks ago about making the world with a single government. Elon Musk even criticized this idea. There is one doctor who came out to actually talk against this.
Almost a year ago, they started a historical global agreement that they should do a pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response guideline. And it was adopted, of course, by everybody because they had 2/3 there. And that's when they did an extraordinary World Health Assembly in end of November, beginning of December, because, and you can witness that all those who are in the law of your national country, that they have managed to change. Every country has an emergency law where, at least in Switzerland, even in the constitution, they have managed to slide in that if there is an international health concern, the WHO or any international regulatory process supersedes the Swiss constitution.
That is not our focus on this video. CDC issue warning over an increase of drug-resistant bacteria. I don't know if you have seen this. I got the full article. I'm going to read this out so you can understand exactly what is coming. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. And if possible, why not share this clip? According to this article published by CNN, the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention has issued a health advisory to warn the public of an increase of a drug-resistant bacteria called Shigella. There are limited antimicrobial treatment available for this particular drug-resistant strain of Shigella, and is also easily transmissible One, the CDC in the Friday advisory is also able to spread antimicrobial resistant genes to other bacteria and that infect the intestine. Shigella infection, known as shigellosis, can cause a fever, abdominal cramping, and diarrhea that is bloody. The bacteria can be spread by facial oral route, person-to-person contact, and contaminated food and water. While typical shigellosis affect young children, the CDC says it has started to see more of the antimicrobial resistant infections in adult population, especially in men who have sex with men. People experiencing homelessness, international travelers, and people living with HIV. Given this potentially serious public health concern, CDC asks healthcare professionals to be vigilant about suspecting and reporting cases of XDR Shigella infection to their local or state health department, educating patients and communities at increased risks about prevention and transmission, the advisory said. Going down on the article, the CDC says patients will recover from shigellosis without any antimicrobial treatment and it can be managed with oral hydration, but for those who are infected with the drug-resistant strain, there are no recommendations for treatment. If symptoms become more severe, the percentage of infection from drug-resistant strain of the bacteria increases from 0 in 2015 to 2020, according to the CDC. Nationwide, there are nearly 3 million antimicrobial resistant infections each year and more than 35 as a result, according to the CDC. A recent report by the United Nations said roughly 5 million deaths worldwide were associated with antimicrobial resistance in 2019, and the annual toll is expected to increase to 10 million by 2050 if steps are not taken to stop the spread of antimicrobial resistance. Now, when you take a look at this, you realize they mention something. If men have sex with men, they have high chances of picking this up. They are blowing this alarm recently. You have all seen what is happening. The World Health Organization came out recently to announce, you know, two serious situations happening at the same time. They are coming out with these.
It's very clear that national member states are no longer member states. They're registered as enterprises in different countries, and they're acting like CEOs of a company and not representatives of members and of the people. And this is why we have to act very quickly. We have to act and ask before the next meeting, and the next meeting they have is on 1st March 2022, where they have in the executive board of January